Okay, great. So there's always a little bit of delay. So if you guys could like let me know if you are able to see my screen.
Yeah, we can. That's fine.
Okay, okay, that's great. So yeah, as I mentioned before, it's Akshi and myself as the country managers for Southampton in India. So Akshi is based out of Delhi and I'm based out of Mumbai. But between the two of us, we look into all the regions. So if there are any questions in case Akshi isn't available, you can reach out to me. If I'm not available, you can reach out to Akshi. I will share the details of the two of us as well as Donna, who's basically the regional director for South Asia, at the end of the presentation so that you could take down those for your future reference. Yeah, so coming to a little bit about the university ranking and what Southampton as a university means for students. So when it comes to a reputation, we do rank really high, not only globally, so we are 77th in the world, but we also rank really high in UK as well. We are at the moment 15th according to Complete University Guide. Another thing to note here is that most of our courses rank top 100 in the world, as well as top 10 in UK itself. Especially when it comes to our engineering programs, we are a leading institution in UK. It's because I will talk a little bit more about it later on, but it is mainly because of the kind of facilities, the kind of infrastructure, and also the faculty reputation, etc., that we have here at Southampton, which is why we rank really high. So some of our popular engineering programs will be electrical, civil engineering, acoustical engineering, environmental engineering, maritime is one of our niche courses. So that is something definitely for more tech and engineering related interests. We do have a good scope for it. Apart from our technical fields, we also have humanity subjects that rank really high. So that has anything to do with, say, medicine, English, psychology, law, etc. We rank top 10 in UK for that as well. We also have a computer science courses for which, again, Southampton is first, top 5 in data science, top 5 in computer science, top 10 in artificial intelligence, etc. So this is a little bit about the university rankings. Again, being a very research intensive university. So when it comes to Russell Group universities, the idea is that, they are research oriented, but in Southampton, because we work very closely with the maritime industry and the business sector in UK, we have more so research going on, which is then spread throughout the country with our partner industries. So definitely we are top 6, according to Complete University Guide, top 8 for research, etc. So definitely for students looking for something which is more into research and academics, then Southampton would be a good fit for them. Right. So coming to a little bit about the city of Southampton. So we have 2 universities in Southampton, and it is a very, very student-oriented city. We have a lot of activities, be it cultural, be it social, going on in the city, within the university or out of the university, in which we do see a lot of interest and participation among our students. We are, again, as it is a student-oriented city, we are quite affordable in terms of cost of living, that means your rent, your food, your travel, and things like that. Because we are along the coast, our weather is relatively better than up north. We don't have really extreme weathers. We have, most of the year, we have a pleasant time. Maybe during winters we do go a little bit lower, but still something, most of the year is still something that can be managed by students coming from an entirely different cultural setting or more of a bit tropical climate, things like that. So it is easier to adapt for students. Again, location wise, we are pretty well placed. So we are only about an hour and a half away from London by rail or by road. On a good day, you could probably reach London within 45 minutes to an hour. I'm talking about central London. We also have an airport, which is mainly used for domestic travel, or if you would like to visit the European Union, then that is something that we can, students can use the railway, as well as the airport services at Southampton. So I will talk a little bit more about the city and the activities that can be done, but it is really a good idea for students looking to adapt to a new culture. Southampton would be a really good city to start with. Now, a little bit about our campus. So we are not a one building campus. We are a huge campus. Our main one being Highfield, and we have at least 10 to 12 buildings dedicated to different courses, dedicated to different departments within the Highfield campus itself. We have a lot of student learning spaces available for students who would like to do individual study, if you like to book a room, etc. Our library is located at the Highfield campuses, our student service is located at the Highfield campuses, etc. Now, the next one, which is one of our flagship, I would say, campuses, is the Boulderwood campus, because it is our top research facility. So we have things like our wind turbine, we have our tanks, we have our aerospace simulation labs, etc., all situated in the Boulderwood campus. We also have a lot of our mechanical engineering and environmental engineering research taking place here, as well as the laboratories, etc. Now, obviously, the hospital, it would be for medicine students, also for a lot of psychology students to be doing their internships and things like that. When it comes to our waterfront campus, which is NOX, which is the National Oceanography Center, we do a lot of research with the British Navy, with the Merchant Navy and things like that. So a lot of ships do come onto this particular campus for engine research and things like that. Now, our Avenue campus is more of a smaller campus for courses, smaller courses, basically, which has a smaller class size. And there is a lot of study spaces available at the Avenue campus as well. All of our humanity courses mainly take place at the Avenue campus, along with a few others as well, though. Our Winchester campus is basically our art school. So we have all our fine arts, our fashion courses, luxury brand management, etc., taking place in this particular building. It is situated in the town of Winchester, which is about 25 minutes away from Southampton, but it is a lovely campus. The way it is placed really exudes the creativity in a student, the way the students get their own studios onto the arts and fashion courses. They have their own range of supplies, etc., available from the university itself. So it's really a good space for students who are interested in the creative fields. Again, these are our main campuses within Southampton itself, but we also have a Malaysia campuses. Now, it says only engineering on the slide, but we do have a few, most of our business courses, yes, are available at Malaysia campuses as well. We not at the master's level, but at the undergraduate level, we also do transfers from the Malaysia campus to the Southampton campus, if that is something that the student would be interested in. Now, in front of you are 5 of our major faculties, and we have about 350 courses across our postgraduate and undergraduate programs, which is spread across these 5 faculties. Now, just to give you an idea, all of our engineering sciences and computer sciences programs are within our Faculty of Engineering and Physical Sciences. Environmental and life sciences will contain our environmental studies, but also subjects like psychology, etc. Arts and humanities will have our fine arts, fashion, fine art, fashion, English, and other languages, etc. Social sciences will have law, business school, mathematics, economics, and those departments. Medicine obviously will have the MBBS program, but we'll also have subjects like genomics, public health, which is very popular among Indian students. So that is how our faculties are distributed with our departments. If you'd like to know more about individual departments, we do have a list available on our website itself. So coming to our undergraduate requirements, as you can see, one thing I would like to note here before we go further is that these are our general requirements. So some of our courses do have specific requirements. Say for example, apart from the overall percentage, we do require subject specific for percentage as well. So in that case, you should refer to the course website for further details. In general, when we talk about Southampton, we should keep in mind that 78 to 85% is what we require across all our departments. Now, when it comes to business and social studies, we could go as low as say 78% if it is a CBSE ISC board. For HSE, please make sure that it is a minimum of 80 to 85%. Now, when it comes to our engineering and other STEM programs, we do require a minimum of 85% across all boards. So if it is an HSE board, please, no matter which state it is, please make sure that it is a minimum of 90%, because the chances are better for HSE students if they have 90% plus. Even when it comes to subjects that have a math or a physics requirement, we will require a minimum of 90 or 85% respectively. Now, these requirements are mainly based on a 2022 intake. It could go up for 2023 or it could remain the same, but I will definitely, Akshi or myself will keep you posted, keep the students posted when we are closer to the 2023 application stage. So that should be, say, by October, September or October of this year. Because UCAS starts early, we should be updating it by July, August of this year. Now, we do have a waiver for English when it comes to ISC and CBSE students. HSE students, unfortunately, will have to take IELTS. At the moment, we do accept other tests as well, like Duolingo, etc. But for the 2023 intake, we might not. So we should keep, we'll keep you posted about that as well. Now, depending on whether the students, so we offer a lot of combination courses. We offer placement here as well. We offer integrated masters as well. But at the same time, we also offer a placement along with the integrated masters. So to know more about combinations and which courses offer these combinations, you can check out the course that the student is interested in and see which ones they would like to go ahead with. Now, please note that we only have a September intake. We a lot of times we do get asked for a January one. We did do that in 2021, but that is the first and the only time that Southampton has done it, and we won't be doing it any further. So we only have a September, that is a fall intake for University of Southampton. We don't have direct applications, so all applications need to go through UCAS itself. When it comes to, again, student entry requirements, and in any case, if you're unsure, you can write to me or Akshi, and we can help you out with what the exact requirements are, and if you should be applying for that particular program. Now, coming to our postgraduate requirements, if it's a tier 1 university in India, and if the requirement is of a 2-1, then we require a 60%. Now, if you are unsure about some of the universities are very direct in terms of what is a tier 1 and a tier 2 in India. But in case you are unsure if it's a private university, if it's a deemed university, etc., you can let us know and we can tell you what the exact requirements is, say for a first or a 2-1 or a 2-2. But this is a general requirements as stated on the screen for a 2-1. Now, we are flexible in terms of a background requirement. So it is preferred, and the chances of getting into the university are higher if the student does come from a relevant background. But a lot of times, if students have a background which is not entirely but slightly relevant, and they have work experience within their field, it can be considered. Again, we can do a profile evaluation for you if that is what you want. Just write to Akshi or myself. When it comes to our MBA program, we are a double accredited MBA. So we require minimum 3 years of managerial experience or at least 5 years of work experience. We do require IELTS for all of our programs, and we cannot provide waivers when it comes to 12th grade marks. But if the student has graduated within 2 years and they provide us a medium of instruction letter, then that is something we can accept for our postgraduate programs. Again, for 2023, we are a bit unsure whether that would go forward or not. But as of now, if there are applications for 2022, then you can use an MOI in lieu of IELTS. All of our postgraduate programs are 1-year masters. We do not have placement year available for our PGT programs, but I will talk a little bit more about our career services. It will definitely help in terms of getting some kind of a practical exposure within your field during your master's and within the 2 years GIR that you get after finishing your degree. Now, postgraduate applications are done through the website itself. Please note that a lot of our courses are closed. All of our business programs are closed except the MBA and strategic operations and management program. These two are open. But apart from these two, all our management and business programs are closed. Our economics programs are closed. Our computer science, data science programs are closed. And some of our UG programs are closed as well. So please read the website carefully. It will be mentioned on the first page, on the first line itself, that the courses are closed for international applications. So do be mindful of that, because if you do go ahead and make the application, you will get a refund of it and it won't be processed. Right. Now, students who don't meet our typical entry requirements and you would still like to go on to those master's and bachelor's courses at Southampton, we have partnered up with on campus for you to do foundation programs before you proceed to the University of Southampton. Now we have a lot of terms available. As you can see, we have a 3 or a 4 term program available for undergraduate courses, and we have a 2, 3 or a 4 term program available for our master's programs. Now, if you'd like to know more about the requirements, etc., you can get in touch with me after this and I can send you the links, the relevant links, in order to know better. We do have all our foundation programs going on to masters and UG in general. So any course a student is interested in, you can now apply foundation within masters or bachelors for the same. Now coming to what I mentioned before about placement year options available at the undergraduate level, we do have options available from which is advertised to the student by the end of their first year and beginning of their second year, because students need to apply for this at their earliest. There will be a lot of resources available at the university in terms of how they need to prepare themselves when it comes to interviews, when it comes to writing your CV and your covering letter, which is required in UK. And we work with a lot of our partner industries in order to provide these opportunities to our students. In 2021 intake itself, we had over 80,000 students, 80,000 openings, but obviously a lot of these openings don't fill up because students don't prepare in advance on how they need to apply for these things. So definitely visit your career services. Definitely I would encourage students to understand the UK way of working from their UK peers, etc. when you go onto your program. This is a very good opportunity for students to develop the kind of industry knowledge and professional skills that you would need in order to be, say, a desirable candidate by the time you graduate. So we definitely encourage students to go onto the placement year, but yes, students need to be proactive in order to seek these opportunities. When it comes to the placement program, a lot of students have gone on to earn anywhere about 16,000 to 18,000 pounds within that particular year. So it is a very good opportunity for students to earn something on the side as well and get experience relevant to their field. Now, because you are still a registered student at university and you still need to be assessed and supervised by a mentor at Southampton, the fees will still be liable, but in this case, it will be reduced by 80%. Now, when we talked a little bit before, when I talked a little bit about, students actively seeking out the opportunities. It's a joint process from the student as well as the university in order for the student to ultimately get some kind of positive response from an employer. Now, in front of you, you can see how we rank well in UK when it comes to employability. But when I talk to students, I try to make them understand that for you to be one of these statistics, you need to put in the necessary efforts in terms of applying for jobs in time, understanding UK way of working, constantly upgrading your CV, constantly, even in the beginning, if you're getting voluntary work, if you're getting an unpaid internship, it is very important for you to be doing those things to ultimately get any kind of any kind of paid placement. Now, apart from our career services that help you in terms of applying to jobs, making your CV, how to give your interviews and things like that, we also have job fairs going on at the university, which happen almost thrice a year. One of it will take place right when you join university within September end or October beginning. Now, apart from this, we also have our visiting faculty. Now, these people are pioneers within their field. They are at really high designations within their companies, etc. And they come and speak to students about not only the academic part of it, but also what they would require from a candidate once they graduate. And this provides a lot of networking opportunities for students as well, which they should definitely take advantage from. Apart from this, having a good rapport with your faculty and your personal tutor is also very important, as they are the ones who will be able to give you the necessary references so that you will be able to compete with the home students when you're applying for jobs. So these are just a few things to keep in mind, very few things, but very important things to keep in mind when you are considering your professional development or the employability factor within UK in general, not particularly for Southampton as well. So when it comes to careers and things like that, if you like to know more about it, if you like to talk in more detail about it, we do have our career advisors that you can consult with as well, virtually or in person within UK. But if you'd like to know more, you can reach out to me via email or WhatsApp. Details I'll share later, and then I can give you more information or resources on our career department. Right. So coming to our fees, generally Southampton does have a high fee structure, but we do offer a few scholarships as well, which I'll talk about a bit later on. Now, our MBA is our most expensive program, which is £28,000. When it comes to our computer science related programs and some of our engineering programs as well, it could go up to £28,000 as well. When it comes to most of our UG programs, the fees range anywhere between £19,000 to £25,000. However, when it comes to our undergraduate medicine program, for the third, fourth, and fifth year, the fees are about £49,000 per year. So medicine MBBS is a very high financial investment. And the seats for medicine as well are very limited. So if you do have students interested in MBBS, do make sure that you have a very, very high profile, be it your 12th grade. For medicine, we only accept CBSE and ISC board in India. So do make sure that you have 90% plus. We also require UCAT, etc. So those processes need to be in place for you to be eligible for a medicine program in Southampton. Yes, now coming to the scholarships that I was talking about before, across all our undergraduate programs, we offer a £3,000 scholarship, which is merit-based. So if you meet the merit of your cohort, then automatically, along with your offer letter itself, we will notify you whether or not you've been made the scholarship offer or not of £3,000. Now, across our postgraduate programs, we have a few more scholarships than the £3,000 automated one. So across most of our departments, we offer a £3,000 scholarship, again, based on merit. Again, it will be automatically conveyed to the student once the offer is made to them. When it comes to our business programs, however, our scholarship can go up to £5,000 as well. So if the student is a 2-1, then they should be getting somewhere about £3,000. And if it is a first, then they should be getting about £5,000. One of our niche programs in an effort to promote it more, which is the Applied Geographical Information Systems, we have about £6,000 scholarship available for it. I have two students who have received an offer for this particular program. One has received a £4,000 scholarship and another one has received £6,000 as well. So if a student is interested in this program, it is a good opportunity to get scholarship on this. Now, when it comes to our MBA program, as I mentioned before, even though it is one of our most expensive programs, we have really, really lucrative scholarships for it. Now, it's a £9,000 scholarship, but depending on how well the student does in their interview and how well their application is, like their statement of purpose and references, it could range anywhere between 5,000 to 6,000 to 8,000 pounds as well. But we have quite a few students, Indian students, who have gone on to get scholarships within the MBA program. Now, the Great Scholarship is one that we have in combination with the British Council. It is one of our newer scholarships. So it is £10,000 for an eligible student. The deadline to apply for this program is the 31st of May. Now, the eligibility for it is stated on our website, but the student needs to have an offer letter from Southampton to be able to apply to this. We offer it across 4 of our departments. So one course is within our chemistry department, which is electrochemistry and battery technologies. The second one is our English course, but specifically in the post-colonial and world literature pathway. For the fashion program, we have fashion marketing and branding, in which we have the scholarship available. And when it comes to any of our PG courses in medicine, we have the scholarship available as well. That would include genomics and its pathways, as well as public health and its pathways. So if you have an offer for any of these programs, I would urge you to go visit our website for the Great Scholarships and apply based on your eligibility at your earliest. Now, a little bit about what we offer as a university apart from the academics. So we talk a lot about the facilities, we talk a lot about the labs, the infrastructure, the campuses and things like that. But apart from that, we also have a lot of other services that we provide to students. So in terms of student union and student well-being, so student union is one of our student centers, which is by the students for the students. So a lot of activities take place. We have over 300 clubs that students can be a part of. It could be anything related to your hobbies. It could be anything related to your academics, like the robotics club, cybersecurity club, and things like that. We also have 90 sports club at the universities, which take place within our sports center at the university, which is placed in the Highfield campus. And we have about 9 gyms across our campuses and our on-campus accommodations. So these are the kind of non-academic facilities that we have at Southampton. Apart from that, we also provide student well-being support. So if you need any kind of mental health support, if you need any kind of financial support, your career support and things like that is also situated at the Highfield campus. So students can definitely, after lectures, they can go on to one of these centers and get the assistance that they need. Also, if you need any kind of extra tutorials, if you need say certain tutorials on certain softwares or your referencing and how to do it and things like that, then we have those tutorials that can be set up within our library as well. We also have our laptop services available to students who would want to rent one if their laptops have gone on for repair, if they've broke it, they need something temporarily, we can provide that at the university as well. Again, very common Wi-Fi as well across the campuses and our accommodation. So everything that the student would need will be available to them, academic as well as non-academic. But yes, it is imperative that the students go ahead and seek these advices or these resources for their development. Now, coming to a little bit about our accommodation. So we have quite a few on-campus accommodations that students could benefit from in terms of not only are they strategically placed in and around the campus, but we also provide a free Unilink bus pass. It is very useful for students who want to commute in and around the city. So it connects well with the city center, it connects well with our waterfront campus, it connects well with our Avenue campus as well, and all of our accommodations. Now we have one accommodation, Erasmus, within Winchester. However, there is a free university shuttle taking place very regularly between Southampton and Winchester. So if students would like to stay in Southampton and commute to Winchester, then that is also something that can be arranged. And all of this would be free of cost if you're living on university campus. Now, when it comes to the cost of living, generally speaking, depending on the student's lifestyle, it could range anywhere between 800 to 1,000 pounds per month. And this would include things like your rent, your groceries, your travel, your gym membership, any kind of study material or prints, etc. that you need to take. So it definitely covers whatever the student would need as part of, staying in Southampton. But yes, it could go higher or lower depending on what your lifestyle is. Now, these are just a few images of some of our campuses. A lot of them have been renovated during COVID, so now they are as good as new. The Mayflower campus is one of my favorites because it is equidistant from the city center and the university, and it is one of our newer accommodations. Another one that isn't mentioned here, but I'll just go back. So the one that you see here is the Glen Air accommodation. It is more like an apartment complex because it is really huge. And they have a lot of buildings within this particular accommodation complex. So students who prefer to be among a crowd, they prefer to be among a lot of students. A lot of students from metropolitan cities in India are not very, they do not want a very quiet environment. For a lot of UG students, etc., a lot of PG Indian students as well, it is very popular. Glen Air is very popular. Now, we also offer across our campus, across our accommodation, if you are looking for a co-ed or only female accommodation, we can cater to both. We also have partly catered accommodations for UG students, so that is also something you can look forward to. Apart from the standard en-suites, we also do studio apartments, but studio apartments go very quickly. So if that is something that you would be interested in, then as soon as you have your offer letter, conditional or unconditional, you should be applying for your accommodation. Yeah, so this is just a little bit more about the city of Southampton. When I was talking about a lot of recreational activities that students can do, because we are by the beach, and during the summer months, we do see a lot of activities taking place on the beach that students are a part of, again, through the university or from the city as well. The one you see here, which has a few, it has a little old town vibe. That is basically our Winchester campus. It is really artistic in terms of because our Winchester, our fine arts school is placed here, our art school is placed here. It is really artistic in terms of it provides as a muse to a lot of our art students, fashion students. We also have a lot of students interested in sports, etc. So definitely something at Southampton that you can pursue in terms of, we have a cricket stadium, a football stadium within campuses as well. We have tennis courts, basketball courts, and things like that. So for students interested in anything, if you are into ice skating, we have an ice rink available at the shopping mall as well. So across anything that the students would be interested in, across all hobbies that you would have, we have certain field trips or adventure trips, etc., taking place as well. It is a wholesome student life that we provide at Southampton, academics as well as your own personal development. So this is it from my end. These are just our details. I will share the same on the chat box as well. I think I can share it with everyone. Yeah, that's great. So I'll do that shortly. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Tanishti. That was a very comprehensive presentation. I think you've covered extensively the whole suite of accommodation, comprehensive services, scholarships, entry requirements, and especially the kind of excellent student support that students get, which is great. We'll just take some questions which have been coming on the sidelines. I guess we did cover the entry requirements. Is IELTS mandatory? I think you covered that. I think if the person wants to elaborate on that, you can let us know for UG or PG. You did mention it's 70% cutoff for the undergraduate course students from class 12 ISC or CBSE, right? If they have 70% in English, right?
Yes.
Right. And the same applies for the postgrads too, if they've done it in the last 2 years graduation, is that correct?
No. So we will not be able to accept 12th grade for our PG students, but you can provide us with a medium of instruction letter. So there is a certain format for it, which we can share if you let us know that you require the format. But to be honest with you, it only needs to state that it has been taught, student has been taught and assessed in English. So that is what we look for in our medium of instruction letter from their current university or college, wherever they are from.
Right.
So that is what we need for a PG, but it has to be within 2 years of them graduating.
2 years of graduation. All right.
Yes.
Right. I guess another question was interested for business department, masters in marketing, 7 years of sales, marketing, education, industry experience. Done BSc in chemistry. Am I eligible?
All right.
Masters in marketing after BSc chemistry.
Yes.
7 years experience.
So Radhika, this will be a little bit of a gray area, which what will happen is that once you write a statement of purpose or, along with your CV, this is something that we'll have to discuss with faculty, because 53% is lower than what we require when it comes to our marketing program. But because of your work experience, there could be a possibility of you getting in, but there are a few factors here which could be problematic in terms of, you have done your BSc in chemistry, so your academic foundation isn't exactly relevant. Your work experience could deem you overqualified. So these are the things that the faculty will be able to best help you with. So, if you could let your counselor know and they can send an email to us, then we can then, if you're really interested, we can then check with the faculty. But for 2022 intake, we are closed. So this is something I can only check with for the next intake.
Next year. Okay. So in principle, she may be eligible depending on the work experience and relevant work experience.
Yes.
Right. All right. I guess the common question was, how do you apply for the scholarships? You didn't mention quite a full suite of them. Yash had inquired for, if I can look him up, for undergraduate in computer science.
Right. Not a problem. So, So most of our scholarships, like our £3,000 merit scholarship for undergraduate, it is automated. So as I said, you don't have to apply for it separately. If you are eligible for it, along with your offer letter itself, they will let you know that you have received a £3,000 scholarship, or if it's if it's conditional, then you will receive a £3,000 scholarship, provided this is your percentage.
Okay.
It is just from all our scholarships, it is just a great scholarship that you need to apply for.
Which is an external one. And that, if you just, since we're on that point, you said the deadline was 31st May, and there's an application through the Great UK British Council website for it.
Yes. So I can share that link with you.
Yeah, sure. It's useful to have that.
Yeah. And then that is, it's very clearly stated it's very easy to understand. So, but do make sure about the eligibility, because a lot of students do apply for it, but even though we have very specifically the requirements are specifically stated.
Right.
So should I just share it on the chat box?
Yeah, that's fine. Yes, that'll be fine. We'll circulate it to the students in due course. That's fine.
Yeah, great.
Yes, Arnam had a question on animation courses or any illustration courses at the undergraduate level.
Okay, let me check that for you, because some of our courses are closed, which we do have, and some of us have not opened for 2022 at all. So no, unfortunately, we don't have any of
Illustration or
those.
animation?
No,
Even at the foundation level at the Winchester School, or will it be?
no. So if we don't have it at Southampton, then we won't be providing it on foundation. The only
Okay.
thing that I see, I mean, it's not relevant, but to do with digital animation and things would be our game design program. So that's the only one that we have available.
Okay, I'll just put it in the chat. So Ashima had a question on forensic sciences, presumably at the master's level.
Okay, no, that's not a course that we,
Not a
forensic
course which
science,
is
right?
currently-
No,
It's
that
not
is not
something
what
which is something which is offered, right?
no.
Anything related to that, I guess, in terms of
No, anything to do with forensics. We don't have forensic
we don't cover
psychology,
that.
forensic science. So there is, because there is a particular accreditation body for
Okay.
these courses.
Okay.
At the moment, Southampton, we don't have the authority to do these courses because that needs to be verified by this accreditation body. So at the moment, we don't have them. We are looking to do some courses because we do have faculty who have expertise in this.
Right.
But at the moment, we don't have visibility on it, even for 2023 intake.
Right.
It could be for future intakes.
Okay. So Ashima, if you have any other alternative, you can either come online briefly or let us know your background if you wish to do so.
Okay, I think that's her question.
Okay, let's move on. I guess we just covered Muskan's question on scholarships in undergraduate after enrollment.
After enrollment, unfortunately, we don't have any available as of now. We do have the £3,000 scholarship for the first year. Now, there could be a possibility, however, Muskan, that once you're onto the program, we would introduce some competitive ones, like if you score really well, or if you've scored higher than your cohort, then we are coming up with some competitive scholarships for 2023 intake. But that is still something that has to be seen. We are still working on it. So we'll know about this better in, say, January, February of 2023.
Okay, so can I continue asking the question?
Sure.
With that? Yeah. So other than that, other than the competitive scholarships, are there any external organizations that come to the university campus to provide with scholarships?
No. So that is not something that we have here at Southampton. At the moment, the only external scholarship that we have is with the British Council, and that is for PG students. At UG students, we have a very standard £3,000 scholarship, which is from the university itself.
I think that'll be the same for most universities, in fact, at the undergraduate level. You're looking for the undergrad, right, Muskan?
Yes, I'm actually looking for my brother.
Okay.
Okay, right. No worries.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Akshat, just inquiring for MSc Data Decision Analytics. What is the deposit requirement and by when?
Okay, so Akshat, if you need to pay a deposit, then it will be mentioned on your offer letter. If it is not mentioned on your offer letter, don't worry about it. Okay. If you have a conditional letter, once you fulfill your conditions, you will then be sent, say, an unconditional offer, which you need to accept on the portal. So that will be it.
Okay, so typically there would be a deadline for a certain deposit, right?
No, we don't. So for most of our courses, we don't need a deposit except our business courses and some of our humanity courses. But again, it is better to just check once the offer letter. In case it's not mentioned on the offer letter, don't worry about it. Just try and fulfill your conditions as soon as possible, because our university does take time to get back with the unconditional offer. So students shouldn't miss out on that. Try and upload your conditions as early as possible, and then just wait for your CAS questionnaire.
Yeah, just send us your offer letter if you haven't already, Akshat, and we'll be able to assist you. Have any further questions?
Yeah, actually, I just checked the conditional offer letter that I received. Nothing regarding the deposit has been mentioned. I was just asking for me, just to make sure that I won't be losing my place if I won't be.
Yeah, just accept your offer letter, okay, Akshit,
Yeah,
on the
done.
portal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
done.
then
Yeah.
you're good. Don't worry about anything.
All right.
Just
So,
fulfill your conditions.
yeah,
Okay.
I guess these
Also,
are,
I
yeah, go
have
ahead.
one more question regarding the accommodation thing.
Yes,
So for suppose if I take a 51-week contract for the accommodation,
yes.
will I be able to cancel the contract and just terminate my contract length midway, like around
No, no.
3 to 4 months?
No. That would not be, possible. So don't do that, because mid contract you cannot change. You will have to, even if you leave the accommodation, you will have to pay for the rest of the tenure. So when it comes to contracts, UK is very strict about all of this. So do your research beforehand before you apply for accommodation.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Especially for the student accommodation, on-site accommodation.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So I encourage you, Akshat, just get in touch with us. We'll be glad to assist you on further
Yeah.
process.
Also,
And
one more thing. In the
Yeah.
last webinar, you guys mentioned that I think some of the people from Southampton will be coming to India, if I'm not wrong.
for like what do you mean, for what exactly?
Uh,
Like you mean students, or like you mean the?
Yeah, for the, just for information purposes.
Yes. So I think what you're referring to, Akshit, is like pre-departure. I think that's what you mean. We will do once. So the thing is that we are waiting for students, most of our students, to get their offers, and then we would be doing certain offer holder events. So Akshit, where are you based out of?
I'm currently residing in Hyderabad.
Hyderabad. Okay. So the thing is that we will try to do, our pre-departures or our holder events in as many cities as possible, but it will definitely be taking place in Delhi and Mumbai. All right. So we'll keep you updated, Akshit. We have your details within the system. So as when we plan these things, you will automatically receive intimation of this. We will also let Combine know as well, so that they can let you know in case you miss the email. Sometimes it goes into junk spam, so that is understandable. So we will definitely let even your counselors know, who can then let you know that this is where it's taking place. But because Hyderabad, we have a lot of students as well, it could be the third city we look at to do these events. Okay, Akshay, so just stay patient about it. We'll let you know.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, be in touch.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm just going through some of the chat questions
Okay.
side by side. Someone has done an LLB, SIB, and BA LLB 5-year, interested in LLM masters. What is the admission requirements? I guess he's not mentioned the
Yes.
institution, but perhaps
So
just
the
give us a
thing
short brief.
is that my colleague is the one who looks into Nigerian requirements. So
Okay.
if you could, maybe if the counselor could write an email, then I can
fine.
forward it to my colleague who can give more clarity on this. But yes,
Yeah.
do mention your percentage and things like that in your institution as well,
Right.
so that we can help you better.
Right. But you did indicate tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 between 60 to 75, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
right?
yes. But
Right.
I would not know the
Which
tiers of
institution?
Nigerian institution,
Right.
right? So that I need to
right. No, he's studying in India. So the BA LLB in India.
Oh, okay. But okay. So, sorry. I assumed he did his BA LLB in Nigeria.
No, he's currently studying in India.
Okay, that's not a problem then. Just let me know what's your institution.
Right.
You can study LLM if you want. That's not a problem. But we need to know which university you graduated from or will graduate from.
Noida International University is just mentioned.
Okay, Noida International University.
Fine.
I'll have to check on that particular one within our system, and then I can get back to you.
Right.
So
right. Fine. I think in principle, Saibe, just get in touch with us with your documents and transcripts. We'll be glad to assist you further.
yes, please do that. So then I can just email it to you with better clarity.
Right. I guess a query from Ghazal with regarding biosciences related programs. Ghazal, you didn't indicate masters or at the graduate level, undergraduate level. If you want to come on briefly. Perhaps you can just indicate, Panishtiti, is
Yeah.
a master's related program available?
So we
Sciences or
we do
biology?
advanced, yeah, we do advanced biological sciences. That is the, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, Ghazal.
Yes, yes.
I want to know about your courses in neurosciences or biosciences. Basically, I'm from biotechnology background.
Okay.
I have already completed my master's in 2019, and I have a work experience of 2.5 years. But
Okay.
I want to do some specialization course.
Okay, okay. Now we offer two types of courses when it comes to biological sciences related. So one is the one that I mentioned before, advanced biological sciences. And the second one is big data biology. But these two are MRes programs, all right? So do you know the difference between an MRes and an
Yes.
MSc?
Yes.
Right. So it will be more research oriented. But when it comes to our advanced biological sciences, it's one of our popular programs at Southampton. It ranks top 10 in UK.
Okay. And what about neurosciences?
So neuroscience is not something that we offer at Southampton. It will be, there will be,
I
said,
think there is neuroscience because I was going through your university page and there is MSc in neuroscience.
Are you talking about, okay, right. So sorry about that. So can you tell me a little bit what you said about your background again?
I'm like masters, like I've completed my masters in biotechnology in
Okay.
2019.
Okay, yeah, no, that's not a problem then. You can go ahead and apply for the neuroscience program as well. Let me just check the neuroscience rankings for you as you've asked for it. Sciences. Yeah, again, top 10 in UK for neuroscience as well.
Okay. So basically, for my work experience, I have like worked on like neuronal cell lines and also related areas, but not completely on neuroscience. But at some part, I worked on neuroscience subject areas. So will that be relevant in my application?
Yes, so your work experience would actually be an added value to your application, because when it comes to our biology related courses, right, neuroscience, biological sciences, etc., we generally expect students to have some kind of background within biology. All right, because your biotechnology field, you have some technological experience along with your science related experience with it, which is biology. So you actually make a good candidate for the course. But I do need to know, what was your percentage when you graduated?
My percentage for masters was 6.76 CGPA, so it is 76.7%.
Right, and which university is this?
It's Gautam Buddha University. It's a state university.
Right, not a problem. And what about your bachelor's?
Actually, it was an integrated course, so this is the cumulative CGPA.
Okay, I think it should be all right. What I would say is that when you write your statement of purpose, now which intake are you planning to apply for?
September.
This September?
Yes.
Okay, then please make sure you apply soon. Okay, our courses tend to close really soon. I would not, and also we take time to get back. At the moment, our turnaround period is about 6 to 8 weeks minimum. All right, Ghazal. What I will say is that when you're writing a statement of purpose, make sure that whichever course if you're applying for the neuroscience program, make sure to connect your background with the modules that you will study in that particular course. And how you should, that's how they see that you have done your research. That's how they see that you know what is required of you onto the master's program, and it really makes it easier for them to make a decision on your profile. Okay, so focus on that in your statement of purpose, as well as talk a little bit about how you developed a passion for this. Okay. So not just about, okay, because I did masters or because I did my bachelor's I got in. Talk about a few things. Maybe you visited maybe you visited a seminar on this. Maybe there are certain instances in your life that drove you towards interest within this field. So just make a strong statement of purpose is what I would recommend, and apply at your earliest, please.
And one more thing, like there is no deadline mentioned on the website regarding this course. My IELTS exam is on 30th of April. So like, do I have time to apply for like?
You can apply right now without IELTS. I'm sure your counselor would have told you this. Don't wait for your IELTS. Okay.
Okay.
You can submit that later, while your application is being processed, you can just submit it and we'll update it with your profile. But if your rest of your documents are ready, like your say SOP and your letter of reference, that is important. As long as that is ready, please apply.
Letter of reference can be from my workplace as well, like one academic, one workplace, or both should be from academic background.
It is preferred that both are from academic because it's only been 2 years since you've graduated, right?
Yes.
So it is preferred that both are from academic, but it is understandable that some of the professors might have left or whatever that taught you. So one academic, one work will definitely work as well.
Thank you so much, and I'll definitely try to apply as soon as possible.
Yeah, do get in touch with us, Ghazal.
Yes.
You're in Delhi, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we are very much in Delhi too. If you haven't contacted us already, you can email us. It's in the chat.
Okay.
And just put in. Great, thank you. I think we've covered pretty much all the questions. Felicity, if there's any final closing comments, especially on courses which are either closing soon or have closed, scholarship deadlines, I think that's useful to sum up with, and anything else.
So definitely what I will do is I think with you I will share, like with Combine, I'll share the course closure list, so it's easier for you to keep a tab. But for any other courses at Southampton, especially if we get UG students, but also at the PG level, do encourage them to apply early. The one aspect of it is because our courses would close without warning. Like last week itself, we closed our economics programs without any warning. It's just 2-3 day warning, which is not enough for counselors. So do apply at the earliest. Another thing I would say is that apart from our courses closing without notice, we are also taking a lot of time to get back to students. So that will delay the whole process in terms of finances and visa as well. So that is the reason why please encourage students to apply early. If they have some resistance to it, or they're hesitant for any reason, then you can put them in touch with Akshay and myself as well, and we can explain to them why they should be making the application.
Right.
So that is what I would like to.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think the course closure list would help. And broadly speaking, the Great UK Scholarship deadline is 31st May. Any department-specific deadlines, or is that by department? I know there are quite a few which you mentioned in your presentation. So
there are quite a few departments, but we don't close, with notice. Yeah, that's the thing. Even though we don't mention deadlines, I think it's a good idea to mention deadlines, because we close without notice, and that's what students think they have time when they don't.
And they don't. And scholarships departments especially are considered automatically, or is there a separate statement? No, it's considered automatically.
All scholarships except the great one.
Okay.
They are all automated.
Right. So ideally, end April, by mid-May, one application should be put in, because it takes 6 to 8 weeks for a turnaround. That brings us anyway to end June, early July timeline.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Right. Wonderful. That's good to know, and we'll follow up with all the students, including several who are currently working who didn't turn up. We have the recording here. We'll certainly circulate it to them.
Yeah.
And, thank you for your time.
Not a problem. Just before we close, if you could just let me know the email ID on which I should send the course closure update. Then I'll do that.
info@combined.com is fine.
Okay, that's the one. Okay,
same
great.
one. Yeah, in fact, students too. That's all right. Great.
Okay, perfect.
Great. All right. Thank you for your time, everyone. And thank you, Felicity, and we'll be in touch with you.
Okay, great. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Bye.